Juvia's Place have just launched this new collection. It's called the Afrogalactic collection. And I gotta say, it's not like a massive collection. It's just an eyeshadow palette and some liners, but they are quite interesting. A massive thank you to Makeup on Your Radar. I've taken their pictures and the information from them, but let's actually have a discussion on this. This is already available. I saw that they had sent an email last night out to like people who bought their stuff before. So I mean, they're pretty quick on these sort of things. The palette itself is $36 and the eyeliners, there's 4 different shades and they're $15 and you can get them on Juvia's Place. Here's the thing, Superdrug used to stock Juvia's Place, but they seem to be removed from them. So there's no other way for me to get Juvia's Place now except to buy from them directly, which is very irritating for me, but there you go. I mean, it's just screaming of first world problems, isn't it? Now, there's something about this palette that is giving me, I don't want to say Colourpop vibes, but it is a little bit Colourpoppy. Like, it's interesting, it's nice, and to be fair, like, Juvia's Place's shadows are extremely good. My issue with them is they're not very good at selling their palettes, in that they've just shown us like a flat lay of this palette and there's absolutely no swatches to be seen. And for me, that's where you really see where Juvia's Place actually performs incredibly well. Because I suspect if we look at some of those shades, particularly the shimmers, they would be really interesting. Like, look at that dark, deep blue shimmer. I bet that on top of the black, smoked out, could be just a beautiful moment. Maybe a little bit of that like a light blue shimmer at the bottom row on there as well. That could be absolutely gorgeous. I actually think this is a really nice palette. It's just kind of jumbled a little bit in its colour story, but there are definitely things there that are linked to each other and I could see possibilities here. I think $36 is actually pretty decent. There's always codes for money off. I like this. I do. I'm not going to pick it up right now, but it's definitely on my to pick up list, like once I need a few things from Juvia's Place, but it's very nice. But weirdly, the thing that I think is the most interesting are these glitter eyeliners. I mean, let's be real, everyone's into glitter eyeliners. They've become extra popular again since Urban Decay's, what was it, glitter liner became repackaged as moon dust. So now everyone's like, glitter liner. And I'm like, I liked this before you did, guys. But these shades look really interesting, particularly when you see them kind of outside of their packaging. Like that shade, there's almost like a duochrominess to it. I think that's very pretty. Again, a purple lilac to green, absolutely stunning. Like they've kind of categorized it as their Afrogalactic glitter eyeliners, but this feels more like it's like a duochrome liquid liner. And if they did that well, that could be really interesting. My issue with using kind of duochrome liners is that usually you have to put like something black underneath to really, particularly if they're like a black based duochrome, to really get it to pop and be quite obvious. I think this is the one that is the most like disappointing for me. It's very like lackluster. There's not really a lot to it. That being said, I think it's probably like gonna look really pretty on, and if there is genuine glitter particles in it, it could look quite nice. And again, this is a very pretty one, but my issue with Juvia's Place, and I'll say it again, is that they don't swatch or sell their products appropriately. Like, I need to see what this actually looks like on, rather than these kind of abstract pieces, because there's not a lot of information to go on here. But in all, I think it's actually a pretty decent collection. I like that there isn't a million things in one, and there's definitely, I think, some kind of interesting things to get from here. The palette isn't immediately something that grabs me, but the more I look at it, the more I'm kind of like, okay, I can see what I could do here. I do think this is quite interesting, and the liners are also quite nice. But yeah, I could see this being kind of a nice palette to have. Do I think it's a necessity? No, not really. But I find it so strange now that I can't get it in like Superdrug, and that nobody's really talking about the fact that Superdrug don't seem to be stocking them anymore. What happened? Is everything all right? Anyways, let me know what you guys think. I'm not sold on the palette. I'd probably get it at some point if it was like half price. And the liners, I kind of want to see proper swatches from people, if I'm honest. Because, you know, I'd have to pay duties and imports and blah blah. And I just want to really know what it looks like before I would do that. But yeah, let me know your thoughts.